Aloha. Thanks for your consideration of the views expressed in this ThinkTech commentary, which we are calling What Happened to the First Amendment.
The First Amendment to the U.S. Constitution reads as follows. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble, and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. There are three parts to it. First, it provides a right of freedom of religion, and prohibits the establishment of a state religion. In these troubled times it is not being respected. So many politicians are advancing Christian nationalism in lieu of any other religion. Trump even sells Bibles. Freedom of religion is being supplanted by bigotry and religious intolerance supported and encouraged by our public officials. This is a gross violation of our right to freedom of religion. Second, it provides a right of free speech and freedom of the press. That is also not being respected. Trump and his followers regularly demean, insult, intimidate and now most recently sue and threaten to sue media that criticize him, calling them enemies of the people, in open violation of our critical right of free speech, and with the intention of intimidating the media in general, and making our citizens ignorant about the truth. Third, it provides a right to assemble and petition the government for redress of grievances. It is likewise not being respected. Trump has called the military out to suppress peaceful protests, and he threatens to do that again. This is a dangerous violation of our right to assemble and of the law prohibiting the use of the military domestically against civilians. In essence, it calls for violence against the people, and is frankly terrifying.
Each of these rights is central to the Constitution and the preservation of our form of government. We were founded on these rights for very good reasons. They are a sacred cornerstone of our American democracy. Without them, our democracy cannot continue, and we will be on a clear path to fascism and dictatorship. But these days, we seem to be losing each of these rights, just as if the First Amendment had never been written, as if it never existed. All these three parts of the First Amendment are being effectively repealed as we watch. The First Amendment is disappearing in plain sight under our noses. This is not a gradual erosion. It is happening and quickening right now, and those who are responsible, many of whom were elected and sworn to protect and preserve the Constitution, are engaged in a willful and intentional destruction of these rights. They cannot and should not be forgiven for the damage they are doing. We have worked so hard and lost so many lives on the battlefield to achieve these rights. The world has stood in awe of our efforts. But now, the world wonders. Maybe you don't care what has happened and what is happening, or what the world thinks of us, but let me assure you that you certainly will.
Can the country and the rule of law continue without the First Amendment? And what's next? What will follow its disappearance? If the First Amendment goes, those who wish to undermine the country will be encouraged to go further down that path, and the whole of the Bill of Rights and the Constitution in general will be at great risk. There's no benefit to us in what is happening here, but there are huge downsides that will profoundly affect our lives and liberties and our sacred honor. What is happening here signals a stark return to the Dark Ages 1,000 years ago. That will not make America great again. It will rather make America the worst it has been or could ever be. Don't let these people tell you they are patriots. They are denying and rejecting a central part of our history and constitutional democracy. They are not patriots and cannot be patriots. They are just the opposite. The founders cared a lot about this. They must be spinning in their graves. How about you?
Thanks for watching, and thanks again for your consideration of the views expressed in this ThinkTech commentary. We'll see you again soon for the next one. Aloha.